Hey everybody, Chris Grest here. Today we're going to look at my top 5 handguns so far for 2024. Let's get at it. All right, so top 5 handguns of 2024. This was a bit of a hard selection. I got quite a few handguns, and to only pick 5 out of the collection is a little bit tricky. All right, so I included semi-automatic revolvers, everything that fits in a hand as far as a handgun. I did not include any sort of braced or PCCs, anything like that. Handguns, something that can be carried in a holster for self-defense, that sort of thing, or home defense, what have you. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. These are in no particular order. And for the YouTube manual reviewer, all these handguns have been cleared and safety checked, no ammunition in sight. So we're in a perfectly safe environment for y'all. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So the first handgun I'm going to talk about here is the good old Glock 19X. Now, a lot of y'all probably think I'm this big Glock fanboy. I do have a number of Glocks, but it's really funny because for many years, I had nothing to do with the Glock. Didn't want to touch one, could care less. They didn't move me. But I will tell you what, the Polymer 80 game got me in the game with Glocks, and the 19X was my very first factory Glock pistol. So pretty late to the game, but better late than never. This thing here is something that I carry on a fairly regular basis. It is in my EDC rotation. I also carry it on my battle belt when I'm doing drills and stuff like that. When I travel, this is the pistol that is my get myself home or get myself out of a situation pistol. These things come with a 17-round magazine. It is basically a Glock 19 slide with a Glock 17 frame for that extra long grip there, and you can get 19-round mags as well. All your accessories, lights, lasers, stuff like that can fit out here on the end. You do have to use the Glock specific rail attachment, like with this Streamlight TLL R1HL. And as you can see here, I do have a set of handle it grips on here. These add a little bit of grip texture, and they have a few different ones. I've run these on a few pistols and really like them. They don't last forever. If you're really holstering and using your gun a lot, they do have to be replaced after a period of time. I'm kind of at that point with mine. If you look over here on this side, you can see that I have some of the grip there on the frame, and on this side, the grip is gone. So also you can see on this pistol, there's quite a bit of wear on the controls. Again, I don't know how many thousands of rounds to this pistol. It's got some honest wear, and it's held up very, very nicely. Has your traditional, not so good Glock trigger, but I shoot these relatively well. I do prefer a upgraded trigger on my Glocks. This one I'm still running the OEM. Someday maybe I'll change it, but as far as Glock triggers go, the Gen 5s tend to be the best triggers. So first one out the gate, Glock 19X. All right, so the next pistol I have here is a good old 1911. This one has been in the collection an awfully long time. This is made by the folks over at Kimber, and I know a lot of folks get a bad taste in their mouth about Kimber. I'm not really all that sure why that is. My experience with Kimber has been superb. As a matter of fact, this pistol was the very first 1911 I ever purchased. My wife picked this up for me back in the early 2000s, and it's been a wonderful pistol. I have not had anything fail on the pistol itself. I did have a point where I was this was actually the external extractor version, and Kimber did have some issues with those. I personally did not, but I was looking to purchase some additional spare parts, extractors and whatnot, because those were prone to breakage. And Kimber said, why don't you just send the pistol in and we'll swap out the slide for you. So that's what they did. No charge to me. Many years after I had purchased the pistol, sent it in, they swapped the slide out. It's been quite awesome. So as far as the pistol itself, this is a stainless 2 model, but it actually looks more like their gold combat version. So it has the different trigger, it has the Meprolite night sights on here, it has the different grips, the magwell. It also has some stippling I had done by my friend Dave over at Defensive Creations. And this pistol has been a wonderful pistol. I have a 22 kit for this as well that I have set up to run suppressed. Also, Dave over at Defensive Creations added that threaded extension for that. So you can see here out on the end that I've also changed out the barrel for an Ed Brown threaded barrel because 45 suppressed is such a hoot. But anyways, this is number 2 on the list, my Kimber Stainless 2. Don't knock Kimber until you've tried one. I've had great luck with them, and you know, would buy a Kimber again in the future. Third up on the list is a pistol that's very near and dear to my heart, and that is the Beretta M9A4. Now, I served a good bit of time in the Navy, 9.5 years. I served with the M9 and the tail end of the 1911 when I was in the Navy. So the 1911 sucked. I swore I'd never own one. The M9s were like a Cadillac in comparison, so I always wanted to own my own version of the M9. And I kind of a little bit late to the party. I wanted the M9A3, and about the time I was getting serious about finally picking one up, the M9A4 came out. I happened to talk my wife into picking this up for me, so it has been an awesome pistol. On top here you can see I have a primary arms SLX RS10. You can get different optics plates for your optic of choice. As far as the mounting system, you just have to contact Beretta for that. These come in a nice case with 3 mags, and they are a very nice suppressor host. So I sometimes will run my rugged Obsidian 9 on this particular pistol, and it's a joy to shoot. Now, one thing that I did do to this pistol is I did reach out to the folks over at Langdon Tactical and purchase their trigger and bag kit. So I was able to smooth out the double action and the single action pull on this particular pistol. And I know a lot of folks are all about the striker fire pistols, but let me tell you, a very nicely done single double action trigger on a fighting pistol like this Beretta M9A4 does wonders. So love this pistol. I will go to my grave with this thing, and it's been a joy to own. No failures of any kind. So next up on the list, now y'all know I wasn't going to put together a top 5 list of handguns without a revolver. So here it is, the Smith & Wesson 629 6.5 inch. This is the deluxe model. It originally came with the wooden grips. I had to swap them out for the Hogue though. The Hogue make the shooting experience so much better on revolvers. I love the wood grips, and they look outstanding on these things, but I just have to change them out, especially with a hard hidden caliber like 44 Magnum. The Hogue grips make a wonderful difference. So this is the 6.5 inch version deluxe model in 44 mag. You can also shoot 44 special. This thing with my 44 special loads shoots oh so soft. Even with 44 Magnum though, you can shoot this thing all day long without a whole lot of fatigue, especially with the Hogue grips. As far as the revolver itself, it's just the way it came from the factory. I did open it up and do a little bit of polishing and put an Apex spring kit in here. No light primer strikes, nothing like that. And this thing here is has the pinned front sight with the red on it and the adjustable rear sight. Very traditional Smith & Wesson revolver, and it is a smooth shooter. So I think everybody should own at least one nice revolver in their collection, and this Smith & Wesson 629 is no exception to that. Highly recommended. All right, last but not least on my top 5, this pistol has been shockingly surprising, and probably not really a surprise to you guys with some of my high praise of it in some of my recent videos this year. But for 2024, the last pistol of my top 5 so far has to be the Sig P365 XL Spectre Comp. This little pistol hits like a pistol 3 times its size. It really shoots like a full-size pistol. Very comfortable to shoot all day long. Not snappy like you would expect, especially with the compensator out on the end of the slide. It has an integral compensator. It comes factory with 3 mags, 2 12-rounders, and 2 17-round mags. Again, small pistol, but packs the punch of a much larger size pistol. It comes optics cut as well for an RMSC. And up top here I have the Wesson HE507K green circle dot. It really complements this particular pistol very nicely, and I put kind of like the Beretta and the Glock, I put the P365 series on the back burner for quite a number of years before I finally snagged one, and this one is probably one of the best P365 versions out there today. Now this thing shoots so good that I love to shoot it. I went through a 1,000-round plus review on this thing, and you know, this thing's going to stay in my EDC rotation for quite some time. All right, so once again, that is the Sig Sauer Spectre Comp. All right, so I appreciate y'all watching today's video on my top 5 handguns this year, 2024. Next year, maybe it'll be a different top 5. Who knows? Any questions or comments, definitely put those down below. If you're looking for stuff like this, accessories, definitely go check out my friends over at Brownells. If you could head over to my website, use my affiliate link, the channel does get a little bit of a percentage from that. So very much appreciated anytime you guys use those links and make some sort of a purchase. I appreciate everybody watching today's video. Any questions or comments, please put those down below. Tell me what your top 5 are. Do you agree with my top 5? I'm sure everybody has varying opinions and whatnot on that. So appreciate everybody watching and subscribing, and I will catch y'all in the next video. Y'all take it easy.